Hello, welcome back to Podcast versus Player. I'm joined, as always, by the phenomenally well-endowed Callum Povey. Hello, Callum.
Hello, Daniel.
How you doing? You all right?
I'm feeling very good about myself now.
I should bloody well hope so, my old son.
I'm going to have to sit down, though. I'm going to be lightheaded.
Well, let me just flop this out of the way, and then I'll have a sit down, yeah. We're trying a brand new series of videos at the moment,
Yeah.
Callum. There's like a Venn diagram of things I like, things you like, and then there's a very, very small bit right in the middle where it crosses over for things that we both like.
Yeah.
So what I want to do today is I want to expose you.
Oh, God.
Pervert you are. No. I want to expose you to some of the games that I really, really enjoy.
Oh,
That
God.
I'm doing.
I hate this already.
I know, right? I'm loving it. This is all about me. It's so good. Anyway, what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you, Callum, what game it is that we're going to be playing today.
Can I take my
Ready for
blindfold off?
You can.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah!
No.
And did the old switcheroo.
No.
You ruined it for yourself because initially we were going to do another game, but because you hadn't closed down Steam, it popped up as soon as I launched it, so you knew exactly what we were playing.
Oh, I
And
think
then
I would have
did the old
preferred that.
switcheroo because we're going to do Rimworld, and I fucking love Rimworld. Ludion Studios, if I ever meet anyone who's ever stepped foot in that building, I'm going to shake their hands because this game, boy George, is it good?
Boy George.
Boy George.
Calm
He had a lot of
chameleon.
smack in him, didn't he? So we're going to start a brand new colony, Callum. Just me and you. And I'm going to let you have as much input as you'd like. I'll tell you what, scratch that. I'm going to make you input into this so you
Okay.
can't just sit there and play on your phone or whatever it is that you think you're going to do.
My
instead,
first
all right?
input. Quit to OS.
We're not playing another game. So we're going to do a new colony. So we've got some scenarios.
Can
so
I
this
name
is. Yeah, you can. Yeah, absolutely. You can name the people, you can name the animals, you can name the colony, all that sort of good stuff. So these are the scenarios. So this is how you start the game.
Right.
So basically, you start with 3 people and you start with all of this shit. Now that is just your basics, basically. So you get food, you get medicine, you get some supplies and that kind of stuff, and you'll get a random pet that will come along as well. So you can train it up, or you can use it as food, whatever.
Can I have a dinosaur?
You can.
Oh,
There is
slightly more in.
I know, right? But the mods, I've taken off the Jurassic Park one actually because now that it's just been updated, that one doesn't fit with the new update, unfortunately. But because the modding community is so passionate about this game and they are just all over it, it will only be a few months, I reckon, if that, before the Jurassic Park.
Naked brutality.
I mean, I don't think that's going to get you the best experience that we're hoping for here.
No,
it is good,
crash
though.
landed. What's Rich Explorer? Sorry, what was that one?
So Rich Explorer, that was one dude, and you've got a bunch of good shit. And so this, you start with certain research already done.
So
gun turrets. So that's it would just be like extra defense, because usually you just like equip a bunch of guns or knives or whatever with people. But with gun turrets, you just literally build them and then they're just on, and then they'll just protect
crash
you. That kind of
landed.
thing. Do you want to do crash landing?
Yeah.
We'll just go classic crash landing. Okay. So the AI storyteller. Now this is an integral part. So in essence, this is the computer that will procedurally generate different things that will happen randomly. Now there will just be points in time. You don't know when it's going to happen, but there will be a thing that will happen. Now say if everybody gets malaria and half the people die, that's not really something you want to deal with on all the time. So you can just load to a previous save state, and then that event will trigger again. But this time it won't be malaria. This time all your crops will grow magically. So there will just be things that happen, but you just can't predict what's going to happen. So then there's a few difficulty levels, and as it's pretty self-explanatory, really. But you can choose the actual storyteller. So like Randy Random is just sort of like just shit will just happen, and you won't try and fuck you over, but there will be like all your power will turn off, the sun will just go away for a month or whatever. Like shit will just happen, and you can't really predict it. Whereas the other ones are a bit more structured.
Randy.
So, okay, sure, we'll go Randy
Yeah,
then.
he sounds fun.
Oh, well, I didn't do that, but I guess it just
Well,
wants us
we'll
to crack
do
the
it
fuck
anyway.
on. So we'll crack the fuck on. So, now this is our little planet. So you can choose the Arctic if you really want to fuck yourself over, the desert. But then there's all this information that comes here, which is kind of what the things that you really need to bear in mind, because that's going to affect you constantly. This is quite a decent place, so we'll just go right here. Now, who are we going to bring along? Now, there's a lot of things that you need to take into account when you're choosing your colonists. So, firstly, we've got a female who's age 71.
Take her.
Now, people who are old, they have a lot of health problems. So she's got cataracts, she's got hearing loss in both ears. She's frail, which means she's quite slow and, she's not great. But she is a brutal fighter. So
how?
That's great. Maybe
she's
it's
blind, deaf, and she can't walk.
Yeah, but she was a test subject when she was a kid, so maybe she was. Does it tell us?
Maybe she's Captain America.
And they won't do any kind of.
How has she got like really high melee, but she can't do mining?
Because she's good at punching, not mining. They're very different things.
They punch rocks. So they do on Minecraft.
Yeah, this isn't Minecraft. That's one thing you need to.
You're goddamn right.
Immediately. This is not Minecraft. Now, this one, on the other hand, so we've got quite low stats overall, but nothing that they can't do. That's a good one. And they're 18, which means that they're going to live a relatively long time. No health conditions and no previous relationships. I'd say that one's a keeper. So, Catherine, you're in. Betty. Now, she's addicted to psychite, which is basically crack.
Okay.
Or, cocaine. So that can be a big problem, because if they start to go through withdrawal, they'll, flip out and start going on rage and start burning shit and stuff. Oh yeah, and she's a pyromaniac. So when you obviously haven't got any cocaine to give her, she's going to start setting fire to shit. Sure, okay. Okay, right, so we're just dropping him.
Pew,
and
pew.
Here we are. Here's
what did they land
our guys. No, this isn't what they've landed in. This is what they've landed with.
No, like the tofu bags.
Oh no, they're cargo pods.
I see.
And you can build your own, basically, so you can invade other people's bases, or you can just drop supplies to people and all that kind of stuff.
Is that our pet donkey?
It is a pet donkey, and the good thing about donkeys is that they can do haulage, which means that when they're trained up, which is what we're going to set them all to do now, we can set them to rescue people. So if someone gets knocked the fuck out, they'll run over, grab them, and bring them to a hospital bed. They can that's rescue, sorry. Attack, obviously, and then haulage, which is collect shit and drop it off where it's supposed to be. So having a bunch of animals that can do haulage is really useful, because it just helps tidy shit up for you real quick. So we've got some basic supplies. We've got a flak helmet, we've got a plasteel knife, we've got a rifle, and we've got a handgun. So, given the fact that the rifle is the most powerful weapon that we've got at the moment, then that, and obviously these two are at range as well. The best shot we want to give the rifle to.
So to the donkey.
Unfortunately, no weapons for the donkeys.
Oh, turn it off.
But there we go. That's it in order. So everyone's capable of violence as and when it's required. So
as it should be.
This is our little square of the world. So this is, the little hexagonal part that we chose. This is everything here. So we've got mountains, we've got plenty of trees and grass. We've also got some wild animals, so things like panthers and lynxes and cougars and stuff. They will attack your animals if they're hungry.
Cougar.
I know, right? Who doesn't? Then we've got some mountains over here. So part of the sort of general mountains, so we've got slate, compacted steel. That's what you use for building most sort of metal-based things. Compacted machinery, which is for circuitry and shit. And I think that should be everything. I've got some elephants chilling around as well. Elephants are super useful, because not only are they they can carry shit tons, but they can kick the shit out of anybody they need to as well.
Are they llamas?
But alpacas.
Close enough.
Yeah, pretty much. But there's also a ton of mods for all the animals, not just dinosaurs, everything.
How many chameleons did Moses put on the ark?
8.
Because you wouldn't know, would you?
He couldn't count.
Excuse me.
So, we're going to allow them to pick everything up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set a zone where they can dump all of their shit. So we're going to just do that there. And then what they should do is they'll run over, grab something, and then they'll drop it in the stockpile zone. Because then that way, when it's in the stockpile zone, it pops up in the thing here to show you how many of each item that you've got. And it's also raining as well.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, firstly it says foggy rain, but also if you look at the... See?
Oh yeah, just about.
So it's just a gentle rain, nothing too dramatic. So what we want first is some basic structures because we want to get them somewhere nice and dry to sleep. So we'll make a couple of basic bedrooms. Now this is your sort of Minecraft, just make a basic work shed kind of deal just to get you going. So they're not ideal, but they will do. Throw a couple of beds in there. So
is that automatically got a roof?
They will build the walls, they'll build the door, they'll build anything inside it, and then when the walls are constructed, they will then automatically start building roofs. But if the square that you're building as a room is too big, the roof won't cover it.
I see.
Because obviously it can't. It's got no support, so you have to build like something in the middle for it to balance on, basically. But we can set them some orders so we can get them doing some stuff for us. So chopping wood, this will highlight any tree that is 100% grown and you can get the maximum amount of wood from.
Right.
They'll go and chop them down, and then either the donkey, it's not trained at the moment, but they would ordinarily, or anyone who's free will grab it up and they'll dump it in the stockpile as well. And we'll also set a harvest one as well. So this is any fruit and veg basically in the area that is, again, 100% harvestable. They will run over, grab, and then dump back over here. Now, although this is in the temperature setting, this is your basic kind of campfire. This is how you cook food.
Yeah.
And what we will do, we'll triple speed it because this is how I always play, to be honest. And we've got a bit more generic things. So cut plants. So everything in here, they will just cut and get rid of. And what we can do as well is we need to set their work schedules, because otherwise they'll just piss about and do whatever the hell they want to, and we don't want that. So we'll have them
big
work.
Arrow.
What big arrow?
Just like pointing at people.
Oh no! So I'm highlighting over at Catherine. It's showing you where Catherine is. So that one's Catherine. That one's Betty. That one's Shepherd.
I got you. Commander Shepherd.
And then they can, if you want, yeah, sure.
I don't.
Oh well. I'm pretty sure there is a Mass Effect mod for this as well. You can get like Asari and stuff.
It's getting night time, Dan.
It is.
They need to get
and we've only got one bed. What are you playing at? They're going to sleep in the piss wet through.
They're going to sleep in the piss wet through.
Indeed. But what you can do as well is you can have a look at their current relationship standings with each other. So the happier people are, the more they like each other.
Why does nobody like Milo?
That is Milo.
Oh, right.
So this is Milo.
I got
and then
you.
Their things underneath it.
They've all gone to sleep.
People will hate each other. They'll start fights with each other randomly. They'll insult each other. And there's a lot of sort of social stuff that you need to keep an eye on because they'll get really stressed out. But one of the mods that I do have is for a... Where is it? Oh, have I not? Oh, no, it might not be on the new... Oh, damn it. But you can get a therapy couch, and they can just talk through their problems.
God.
So if they're feeling really shitty because someone's just died, maybe, like their wife or husband or whatever, then they can go and have some therapy, and it will help them get past that stressy, negative thing straight away. Because if you have a look at their needs... So this is just sort of... Think Sims, this is how everything pretty much is for them at this point in time.
Right. So
she's currently high as fuck on whatever the hell flake is. I think that's some sort of, again, like a Coke sort of thing. She's got very low expectations, which means that because we've got nothing, she's fine with that. No, just in general. She's a bit optimistic, and then there's negative impacts. And these are all mood factors, basically. So the higher the mood, the better condition they're in. The lower the mood, the more likely they are to just get really pissed off and pissy with each other. But we need some food because they ain't got none. So we'll set a little order just to cook some simple meals, and they'll just grab
Dominoes,
some berries. No pizza. We'll have them hunting a few rats as they're just sort of in the area. So they'll blow them away. But what do we need in order to get rats? Into food. What do we do to turn rats into food? What do we do to them?
Kill them.
Well, we've done that. So we've got the body.
Cook 'em.
Here it is. No, we need to do something before we cook them.
Defer it.
Butcher them. Yes, you're absolutely correct.
That's where I was going.
Yeah, I thought you were.
I mean, I'm a bit rusty on my rat murdering policies.
Well, to be fair, it's not exclusively for rats. That's how all animals work. Like, you can't just go to a Sainsbury's and there's an unbutchered piece of pig there for you.
That's what you think.
Well, yeah. But here is our research
my
tree.
fucking God.
So this is all the shit that you can research. And obviously the further end, this is where you get starships. So you'll have people who work away and they will get you more and more different kind of things. Some are functional, so they'll be like machining, and you can get like special types of power generation stuff. Some of them are just like you can grow extra trees. So like farming techniques, that's a mod, and apothecary is also a mod. Now I've usually got a surgery one, so you can like harvest organs from people. So say if we were attacked by like a bunch of bandits, and one of them was maybe killed, and his eyes were fine, you would take him to an autopsy table. And they would rip all of the usable organs out of him. And then you can get someone who's got high enough doctor skill to replace your own people's organs with those organs. Or with cybernetic implants. And some people are prostetophiles, which means that they like having prosthetics.
Right.
So they'll just be naturally not in the best of moods until you start cutting limbs off and replacing them with like sweet robot parts.
Who wouldn't?
I mean, I'll be honest, I'm pretty sure I'm one of them, so that's fine.
Tell you what I do like, Dan.
Go on.
When the roof is on,
it darkens.
It just darkens rather than having a roof.
Yeah, and there's no rain inside it, because obviously there's no rain in there. But what we want to do is we can't just keep on hunting rats, Callum, because who the hell wants to do that? We need to grow some shit. So here's the basic stuff that we can grow so far. So hay grass is just for animals, really. So it's hay, and you can turn that into kibble. So we've got corn, potato, rice, strawberries, heel roots, which is gives you like natural medicine, and then just like some basic plants, and then hop plants, so you can grow your own hops. Then turn that into wort, and then you can make beer. And they love a bit of beer.
Hop plants.
Well, no, because we need a brewery, and we haven't even researched that. They're like They're going to die in like 2 weeks if we don't sort this shit out. The last thing that's on their mind is having a good pint.
I'd like a nice pint before I die.
Well, you're not going to, so tough titties. But they also get bored, because obviously why wouldn't they? So what we've got is just a very basic recreation tool, which is just a horseshoes pin.
I was going to say,
and they'll just throw horseshoes at it.
Swing ball.
You can, well... There's a billion mods for this, but at the moment the only thing I've got is a chess table, so they can play chess, but that increases their intelligence as well, I think. Poker and pool, so you can have a big old pool table, but you can also have, although we haven't unlocked the research for it, but TVs.
Ooh. And
arcade cabinets and like holo game, like super advanced like 3D games and stuff, and like they love all that kind of shit.
Why are we forcing Donkey to sleep outside?
Oh, right, yeah, sorry. So we can put down... for the meantime, we'll just get him... Well, we haven't got any cloth, so as soon as you've killed an animal... So, in this instance, we need to set an order for the butcher's table. So we need to butcher creatures. Now, that means that whenever there's a dead creature that's edible in some way, they need to butcher it up and turn it into meat, which is exactly what they've just done there. And then that, they will cook on the campfire, and they'll turn that into a very basic meal. But then the better their cooking skill, they can combine more and more ingredients and make better food. And then people are happier when they eat that food because, they
got full bellies.
Sweet and tasty. Now there's that, and that are all new for me. So a grand throne.
Ooh.
Enormous chair. So I'm assuming that... Yeah, for sure. I'm assuming that's just all for the royal pack or whatever. So... We've got some spuds on the go. We've got a basic butcher table. But, do you know what's going to happen? We're going to get bloody jumped.
Are we?
Well, we're on Randy Random, aren't we? So fucking anything could happen.
I thought it meant
so we're just going to set up.
To happen.
Oh no, I have no idea. Oh, well, there we go. There's one. Oh, fuck me. So the donkey's got the plague already.
Oh no.
God damn it, Randy Random. So he's got the plague. So basically that needs to be treated before...
But we haven't got any doctors.
We haven't got any doctors, but we have got medicine. The problem is, though, is that all animals are default set to herbal medicine, which is not super good, but it's fine. And then there's industrial tech medicine, which is what we've got here, and then glitter world medicine, which is like it barely fails sort of thing.
But
well, no, we can set it to it, and I mean he's already got the fucking plague, so I mean we might as well try and treat him if we can. So we'll stick him onto normal, so at least someone will be able to treat him when they wake up. But let's say there's an attack. So obviously everything just sort of like they just take care of themselves and they do their own little jobs. So this is their job board. So this is exactly what they are doing and nothing but that. Yeah. But there's an attack. We draft them. They're ready to go. And then you can command them around. So like there's a dude coming over here. You get behind the barricade and they will just shoot any enemies in range. And they will just nail them away. There's also a mod that I had that gave them no, never. Which is really, really fucking useful because that would be so goddamn pedantic. But you can build mortars, and the mortars do have shells, and you do need to build the shells. Or you find them. Or, people that will drop in and build mortars themselves to try and bomb your base. If you go over there and kill them all, you can just steal all their shit. So it's fine. So, there is some quests available. That one's just to do with the royal shit, so it's not really relevant to us. And that one is for the donkey plague, and we already know that is a hot button issue at this point in time. So we've got a butchery table. Now, one thing that we do need is power.
Ultimate
because
power.
Obs. Now, the only thing we can really get at this point is oh, here we go. So it looks like you're going to be here for a while. So basically, by this point, if you haven't gone, this is all failed miserably, or everyone's already half dead, and you could bail out, now you're going to be here for a while. Do you want to name the colony?
Yes, we do.
Okay, what do you want to name the colony?
Gala Bingo Pussy Fudgers.
Gala Bingo Pussy Fudgers. There we go. And what do you want to call your people?
The Schmutz.
The Schmutz.
With a Z.
Fantastic. There we go. Your faction is now known as the Schmutz, and this community is known as Gala Bingo Pussy Fudgers. Brilliant. They're so happy with it, they've literally got nothing better to do. They're all idle at this point. So we'll give them a bloody job to do, shall we?
That's going to be the title of this video as well.
Oh, is it? Oh, brilliant. Oh yeah, that's what we were doing. So we'll build a generator because you just stick that full of... So it's like it uses wood and it makes power, not very good. But when you get to higher research levels, then you can build wind turbines, solar power. These steam geysers, you can build a geothermal generator on there. And that's basically tons of power for free without costing anything. But one thing that we do want to do is all of this food that we've got, all this lovely meat that we're getting, and all these fresh fruits and veggies, do you know what they'll do if we just leave them out?
They'll die.
Indeed, they will go off. So we need to build a little refrigeration unit just here, and we're going to stick a cooler right in there. And then we'll just drop the temperature from the cooler to like minus 49, and then everything in here should cool down to minus 49. And as soon as something becomes frozen, it won't deteriorate, which means that it will just stay there forever.
We put donkey in there, so
you can, and they will get hypothermia and they will die.
Oh,
because it's freezing cold.
I thought we could like cryogenically.
You can get cryopods
And just keep it
like so. Yeah, you could just stick someone in a cryopod and just leave them in there, and they should be fine. Like there are, I don't think we've got one on this map, but there are occasionally, like sort of like. So imagine this thing here was like all the walls were still there. It would be there'd just be a fog over it, and you can't see what's in it, and you would have to go in there to see what's in it. But there can be like treasure, there can be robots, and there can be loads of cryopods. And if you open the cryopods, everyone in there might jump out and start attacking you, but you can also try and capture them and save them, and you can bring them all onto your team. And they've usually got some sweet shit in there as well. But I don't think... Oh, no, here we are. Yep, here's one right here. And that's actually a pretty big one as well. So
can we go over
tell them
to it?
Absolutely. But I'll tell you what we will do. Because you can pause time as well, which is especially good for planning when everything goes fucking tits up. What we'll do is we'll send them all over. And we'll whip open this. And we'll see what's in there. given the size, I'm going to say that there is actually something pretty decent in there. And so we've got a rifle, a pistol, and a knife. Who's going to do some deconstructing?
Pistol.
No, you're an idiot. Obviously the person with the knife. Oh, there we go. So they're going to deconstruct that, and then we'll just get these two ready to go, just in case. Oh, fuck. Okay, cool. So, no.
What are they?
So, that's a mega spider, and that's a spellipede.
What's a spellipede?
And there's also an insect. I know, some like horrible insect thing. But in here as well is a cryosleep casket. And we've got some advanced components and a tech print to build specialized limbs.
Ooh.
Now this must be part of the new thing because I have not seen this before. So you can make drill arm, field hands, or power claws with it. And it's worth 1,000 silver. Can you even believe it? And we've got an assault rifle. Oh, and a psychic soothe pulsar as well. Excellent. So we'll draft her back up. And then as they all come... Wait, whoa, where are you going, you fucking melon? Get back out here. We want to bottleneck them.
Kill it.
Then we want to try and fuck these guys up.
Why doesn't the pyromaniac set them on fire?
Because they'll only do that when they're annoyed.
I'd be pretty annoyed.
This is their combat state. But they just start like little fires just to sort of annoy everybody, really. Yeah, exactly that. It's just a catharsis. It's just to relieve a bit of stress for them.
Is it dead?
So that's almost dead. Well, the first one isn't actually dead. It's just in shock. So if you have a look, these are all the injuries that he's got at the moment. So it's currently bleeding out, and if it's not treated, it'll die in 10 hours from blood loss.
10 hours?
But obviously... But that's like in-game hours. So
how long's an hour?
We're going at like triple speed, so it'll be dead in like a minute, basically. So some of those are injured, so we'll let them go away and sort themselves out. But we want to get all that. We want to get that machine gun. So Betty, are you going to die? No, she's all right. You can come and get this bloody machine gun. Oh no, okay, right. So here we go. So she's having a tantrum. So she's going to go and smash things in her room, and she's in a bad mood because she hasn't had any cocaine. So that basically means that when they go into a different state, so when they're in a tantrum or when they're upset or they're sad or something like that, you cannot control them. Like they won't do any activities or chores. They will just do whatever they want until they get it out of their system.
Can we grow some cocaine?
So, I don't know. That's a very good question.
No.
I don't think so. It's not usually within the... Oh, what, for extra cash? Yeah, sure, why not? What I do want to do, though, and it's the last thing we'll do, is we'll send Shepard down here, Commander Shepard. Yeah. And there you go. See, she's got it out of her system now. And if we have a look on here, so she's catharsized, or whatever the term is for it. So she's gone up, she's smashed a few bits, and she's feeling all right herself. Feeling all right now. So we're all good to go. But what we do want to do is want to have a look in this casket and see what the fuck's in there.
People.
Okay, so 2 dead people.
Dead. Kate. Dead.
Kate, who was an assassin, is also dead, and there's some insect jelly. But we can break the casket down for parts. Huh. So everything's reused. Oh, I think there's another one there. There you go. Oh no, that one's empty. So we don't want to go in there. But you can grab yourself a machine gun. And then you can take that back to the team. There we go. So the more you build, the more people that you get, the more technology that you research, the better you get. The ultimate aim of the game is to get off the planet.
Right. So you got to build like a ship. And...
Exactly. So look, you can see like the sun.
Oh yeah.
But they usually is like on like the other side of the planet. There's a place where if you can get to it, there is a ship there and it will take you away, sort of thing. But I've yet to do that because I really can't be asked because I just want to build the ship myself and like because you just research loads of technology and lasers and all that kind of shit. But you can also so wherever the hell we are there. So these here. These are other factions. So we're the Gala Purple Ballsack Monkeys or whatever the fuck you called us. That's the one. So that's us here. So you can actually Google map it to say, okay, well if I wanted to go from here to here, how long would it take me? 4 days.
Wow.
So then you can prep how much food, how many supplies that you take, how many people, do you take any animals that can carry extra shit for you? And then you'll if you get information about this as well, it will tell you how many people are there, what their defenses are. So again, you can plan. But you can also build transport pods, and you can just go and you'll just drop there and you're good to go. So like basically, if I'm sieging a place like that, so that'll be like their main base, and that'll be super hard to take out basically. But there might be some really good shit that they've got. So if I send like 6 dudes over and then get there and they've got 12, I'll be like, fuck this. But it took 4 days to get there. You can't really just leave them in the corner because they'll probably starve to death before you get there. So you just load up a few transport pods with a few extra people, a few extra guns, maybe a few super weapons if you've got some of those, and you just launch them over and they get there in like 2 seconds. And then you literally just drop them directly in front of your guys, and then they'll just attack from there. But to get to that point where we can start sieging other places, you're looking at about another 10 hours from now. And as much as I want to get to that point with you, I don't think that this is necessarily the time. But here's a random thing that's happened again. Some cargo pods have dropped off some bark.
Oh.
So we'll have that collected because I'm sure that's going to be useful. Yeah. Oh, and we've also got a medical emergency.
There's not like thousands of fucking trees.
Oh, did that fucking thing come back to life? Yeah, it did. Right, so the one that was injured over here, it picked itself back up again, stumbled over and it's attacked someone. And now they're going to die in a few hours.
Just like me.
Well, he can't doctor. And that one won't ever doctor. Oh, gold. Okay. So you're going to have to try and take care of it, otherwise they're going to die. So we'll prioritise tending. So you can make them do whatever you want, basically, in whatever order. I also, what's worrying is I don't know where that thing's gone, because it's not dead here somewhere. There's no corpse. Hold on, is it in the old... So this is every animal that's in the map at the moment. So if you go... I could do is training some elephants. You can just highlight all the elephants to be trained. Or if you want to kill all the elephants, you can just highlight all the elephants to be killed.
That's not very nice.
But they do attack, so you usually need a few guys and or some big guns to try and take out some elephants. But animals hunt each other. So here we've just got a corpse of a monkey that was killed by a cobra. So it even tells you, spells out exactly what happened. Monkey was stunned. The cobra tore the monkey in the right middle toe.
Corner.
Oh, she's having another tantrum.
Fuck you, Betty.
She's just she's had a rough bloody day. She's just been dropped onto this planet and has been attacked by ancient spiders and found 2 dead bodies.
She didn't.
Oh, there it is. It's still pretty beat up though, but it's not going to die anytime soon. So that's just a problem that you can just come back to as and when. But there's obviously 2 other things here, so there might be some little treats in there maybe. But Callum, not today, because I think that will do. So, this is Rimworld. This is the very, very, very early stages of Rimworld. And it's kind of like it plays out like The Sims. Stuff will happen and relationships develop, and then there's extra things that come in, and there will be a big event, and half your dudes will get killed, and then you go, oh god, do I try and save them or do I power through? That one that got killed, it was actually pretty useless, so maybe it's not the worst thing. And it's not the most kind of micromanagey kind of thing, because once you've set up what jobs they have to do and when they're going to do it, theoretically they should just take care of themselves. But whenever there's oh my god, there's a thing that's going to attack or whatever, then you can just deviate everyone away and make them do whatever you want. Or you can just have this person just clean forever. You can punish them, you can put them in prison, you can have them executed. The amount that you can actually do with this game, just in its base form, without even throwing all the mods into it as well, is ridiculous. And that's kind of why I just love it so much. It's because of the versatility, and it's because of the modding community that's out there and the amazing work that they've done to try and keep it, not only the game itself fresh, but to try and enhance and improve certain factors as well. So there's Star Wars mods, so you can have Jedi and Sith, and they've got Force powers, stuff like that. The only thing that I think personally that I would want this to as a natural progression, because when you've built your ship, right, you turn on the reactor, and I mean that's end game stuff. You've got billions of resources and God knows what else, and then it takes a certain amount of days, and then after a certain amount of days, the ship will be ready for
Bless you.
will be ready for takeoff. But
Bless you.
within those like 15 days, everyone will try and get to
Yeah.
you because they all want to get off the planet, and you are just like fending off everyone to try and keep the ship. But then when the ship takes off, the game's over and the credits roll. So what I would want to happen next is that you can take that ship and you can basically go to another planet and then start again there. So you could fill it up with like cool shit, but then you've got a new planet and there's like alien animals and stuff like that. Maybe some of the plants you can't eat. So then it's adapting to a brand new environment and a brand new challenge, but with people that you've trained up, and they're very, because like everyone has like their base skills, but the more that they do them, they level up. And like the ones where they've got the little fire, it means they're passionate about it, which means they'll learn it at an enhanced rate. So like you could train up a bunch of people to be like really good thinkers and a few really good soldiers and that kind of stuff. Oh, and there we go. We've just had meat rotted away because they haven't built this yet. Oh, and I'll tell you why they haven't built that, Callum. It's because they cut down all the trees we told them to. So now you're going to cut down some more. Because then they got the wooden resources to build the rest of the wall. And for that, we can drop the temperature down. Minus 39.
Why didn't they think about that
Someone
themselves?
will fill that up. Well, that's the thing. That's where the micromanagement side of it comes in. Because when you've... like the more and more you do, and the more and more things that they will automatically do. So like when the potatoes are 100% grown, they will automatically harvest them.
Yeah.
And they will automatically replant them. But if you say, oh, I could probably do clearing all these trees out, they won't do it unless you tell them to. So once you've got past these sort of first stages where everything's a bit iffy and it's just a ball ache just trying to get everything up and set and ready, then it is quite relaxing because you just fight fires when they come up. So if there's a big thing that attacks, then you can, jump on it. Other than that, though, they should just pretty much take care of themselves. And with the music that they have built into it as well, it is just something that you can lose yourself for hours in. And honestly, that's why I've got 316 hours in this game, because it's just so compelling. And it's weird to say it when there's, obviously the animation's quite limited and stuff like that, but it's the detail that goes into everything else. Like when you think about like their own health, like they're breathing blood filtration. If their blood filtration's down, whip out their kidneys. Pop some new kidneys in there, why not? Maybe we just have them executed. Maybe we cut their hands off and replace them with wooden hands. Maybe we'll just anaesthetise them and knock them out. Maybe we'll just take their kidney out. There's just the amount of stuff that you can do with it is what genuinely impresses me. And even though I've been playing this for quite a few years, it's always kind of been like this. I mean, obviously it's just grown in scope and the mods and stuff, and it's just getting bigger. But the foundation was already so solid for this. Like, this is just my kind of game. And like it's just tweaking things and making things. Oh, there you go. So she's having another fit because she hasn't had enough cocaine, which is we've all been there.
I mean, I've done it in the last half an hour, but
I knew you would have.
As this is called Convince Cal, I've got to say, Dan, I still hate it. Yeah, I can appreciate it. There's a lot more to it than I thought it. I thought it was literally like a typical RTS style game, but there's a lot.
Right.
There is a lot to it, and it's not. It's not. I'm not gonna get it. However, I can fully see why this is your game, and it's got a little bit of. There's a little bit of Don't Starve in there. There's a little bit of most sim-esque games in there. It's got sci-fi in it. There's fucking Minecraft elements to it. There's a lot of things from a lot of different games that are your kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it hasn't won me over. It hasn't won me over.
Well, that's fine, because again, it wasn't about...
It's about
you
me.
Go, oh my god, this is the best game ever. No, we agreed at the start. It's about me. But it's about. But you're absolutely right. That's what I wanted. You go, I didn't actually think it was like that, or it's just when you've exposed. Because, like, to be fair though, I mean, both me and you, we're pretty on it for games that we already know that we're going to enjoy. So odds are, if this was your kind of cup of tea, you probably would have already had it by now. And it certainly wouldn't have taken a video for me to try and convince you to buy it, because you would have just inevitably got it, or probably I would have just bought it for you, because why not? But the fact that you can go in and say that is actually a lot more. There's a lot more to it than I just thought. I thought it was just like your base building.
We've only done half an hour. Give or take, but there's. I can see there being way more to it than what I've just been shown anyway.
Honestly, what I would like is if I hadn't lost my old I won't say lost. Everybody died, right? But that was like, it was quite well established. We had great security. There was like lots of research that had already taken place. Like, I'd like to be able to show you this at the very early stages, and then just take you straight into.
Where we are quite far in. Yeah.
Exactly, and like I had like 50 animals that all had different jobs and stuff like that. So, have we convinced Cal? Not really. Not in the sense that he's going to go out and buy it, but frankly, I think we were both under the impression that you were never going to do that anyway.
It's 50-50.
What I wanted to do, I wanted to give you a good overview of it to see if it just changed your initial thoughts or impressions about it. And if we're coming to that, oh my god.
What was that?
There's a pack of man-hunting alpha beavers that have entered the area.
Fucking alpha beavers.
Now, because obviously we've only got 3 dudes and we're very early game, that's only 1 alpha beaver.
Oh, it doesn't look very alpha.
But it's just
looks
a big
like a
beaver.
dirt pile.
Well, when you get a bit closer, look, it's a little beaver, it's a little face.
Yeah.
But when when you've got 12 dudes and you're really powerful, there'll be 30 beavers that come in. So, like, the threats are always representative of what you can fight off. So, if 30 alpha beavers came in there, so if we'd set it to savage, potentially 12 might have just popped in, and they would have killed everybody, and that would have been it.
Why? Why are they killing people?
Because they're enraged, they're maddened to manhunter status. But like, animals have their own psychic profile as well. So like, if they bond with a human and then that human is killed, it will affect the animal, and they'll flip out and start attacking things, or they'll go into a depression. They have heart attacks. They have health defects the same way that the people do as well. So there's a lot to it, man. And I think that one day you might look at Rimworld and go, maybe I'll give it a go.
Maybe in that day, I haven't got long to live. The only game
maybe
available
so, but by that point we
is
can
Rimworld.
we can hold on, let's just watch them kill this beaver. Come on, guys. Come on.
Uh-oh.
Come on. Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
They're not great shots at this point.
Uh-oh.
Oh, dear.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'll tell you what. You pull back that way. You pull back that way. Because you can't attack both of them at the same time.
Where's the donkey?
And then you attack it. Donkey won't attack yet because it hasn't been trained to. There we go. And then you can just have them shoot it when it's on the ground until it's dead. And then there you go. A bit of food. Delicious.
That poor beaver.
But there you go. This is Rimworld. I love this game. And if anyone does like the kind of like colony builder, micromanagement side of things, I would strongly recommend that you get it too. Because, I mean, if I haven't convinced you by this point, don't bother, frankly, because it definitely won't change.
This is the game that it is.
Yeah. I mean, would you say, though, that from everything that I've explained and how we've kind of gone through it and what you've seen, and obviously, again, I've been talking for most of this, so I haven't really been focusing on doing much within the game. But again, you know what everything kind of is and does. But is there anything that would entice you? So look, that room is now minus 10 degrees. It's all these little details, you see? And then you can just turn on all these little extra biddles, and then you just go, oh, well, that's good. And then okay, and then I go, oh, well, that's that, and then you just can't see the screen anymore.
That hasn't sold me.
Every one of them. That one has a purpose. This one. So it'll tell you what the overall impression is So it's dirty, it's ugly. That one's all right. So if people are like really fancy pants and they want a fancy bedroom, you can just go, no, that one's... So we need to put some more statues in there. Because they want to paint, they want to make things, they want to make sculptures, they want to make clothes. Like, they make their own clothes, they steal clothes, but they'll get really pissed off. You build crematoriums because you've got so many fucking bodies to deal with. But you can cut up the humans and you can put them into dog food. Like, there's tons of stuff. But is there anything that you think that... I'll tell you what, if it added this to it, I probably might think about it. I'll probably get it.
Yeah, if they changed it into like a third-person action RPG. Not really. I mean, without changing the fundamentals of the game itself, not really. Yeah. Like, I'm not a massive... I like The Sims, but I like building on The Sims, and then I generally don't play it for 7 years. But there's a lot of...
Well, there's a lot of creativity that comes with this, though. I mean, you should see some of the colonies that people make. Like, they are just, like, so... I mean, I don't really go for, like, aesthetic prettiness. Like, I like functionality.
One thing that would make me go, fuck it, let's give it a go. Multiplayer.
Ooh, so we could build a colony together. Now, I think that would... I agree, I think that would really add something new to it. I don't know if it's on the cards for them, but I really hope
Don't
so.
Starve, not really similar, but a similar game, I guess. The original Don't Starve was fine, but it wasn't amazing. Don't Starve Together was way more fun.
Yeah, because it was just easier to play, I think. Like, it's just more fun for us to piss about with each other. And
this is something I will, as of this moment, I will never play on my own.
Yeah.
But if I could play it with you, I probably would.
Well, if you're listening, Ludian Studios, a multiplayer component, apparently it's requested. If that is enough to convince Cal, then I think that is a reasonable goal.
If you can convince me, and you can add multiplayer, you'll be higher than EA with AAA status.
Wow, that's a very low bar. Thank you.
But that is.
But there we go. You can have a look at www.podcastvsplayer.com. There's all the links to the podcast, other videos that we do, game shows, bits and pieces. There's a wall on there. You can drop us a little message. If you play Rimworld a lot like me, any cool strats that you might have, or any cool mods that maybe you've seen on Steam, drop me a little message on there, and I'll happily pick them up as well.
I haven't been convinced, Dan.
Indeed.
You failed.
Well, to be fair, I think this whole fucking series is a failure. It matches beat for beat my life.
Spooky Spookerson. And now we definitely need to fucking hide. Fuck! Okay. Didn't do very well then, did we? Oh. Fucking run! No! He's got me! That looks suspiciously like a penis. Wait. Fuck! And he's got demon face. Right, where those bolt cutters gone? Because they've just like disappeared. Oh no, I've closed it on myself.